Hey guys, in this video, we're gonna be going over a trade review and show you the trade that I took earlier today. We're gonna break it down, show you what you need to identify so you can take it yourself. Now, I do wanna note that the trades that I take, I don't just take winning trades, I take losing trades, but I'm posting winning trades here to be able to teach you and show you the correct setups, the things that you need to identify. I'm not saying that I have it all figured out. I have such a long ways to go. I'm glad that you're here on this journey with me. If you have questions about anything, put them in the description below, put them in the comments below this video, and I would love to connect with you, answering your questions on that. With that, let's go ahead and check out this trade and take a look at it and see what we can learn. Okay, so this is the video right here. We're gonna go ahead and play it. I'm gonna talk through some of it as we go through it, and then I'm gonna go into the charts and we're gonna take a look at it as well. Now, this box right here is the fair value gap that I took this trade off of. I looked for it to break through this fair value gap, and I wanted to target these highs. Now, the reason I was able to target these highs and I took it was, one, we broke this sell side liquidity right here, and we tagged this sell side liquidity, which goes off the screen, and I'll show you once we go into the charts. I wanted to see it push higher. I had my 10-point stop loss, which was right below this fair value gap, which is ideal. Now, once we hit that level, I sold some, and I also held for a little bit higher move right there. So let's go ahead and stop that, and let's actually take a look at the breakdown on the charts. Okay, so what we're looking at here, now you're gonna see me look off to the left because my big screen is right here and it's just easier for me to see. But here on the right is our 1 minute, we have a 5 minute and 15 minute. Now, it's very important for you to know that I thought, and I had written out this daily fair value gap right here. So this is the daily chart, and we have this fair value gap that's sitting right here. This fair value gap in my mind was the draw on liquidity. I wanted to see a potential setup where we run into that. Now, as you can see, for the rest of the day, or not rest of the day, it's just about lunchtime, we haven't hit that level yet. However, I strongly expect us to tag. How deep, I don't know, but I expect us to tag this level. So that was the position that I had for going long. So when we break down into a smaller time frame, this is before 9:30. 9:30, we are just this up and down. So I didn't take anything, and we have this sharp drop. Now, I took a trade short. I did a momentum play. I tried to go long. I had a small loss, but then I made it all back when I went short again on this momentum trade, tagging, looking for it to tag this right there. You're going to see, you see that NWOG? That is the new week opening gap that happens from Friday to Sunday. And it is very, very, very common where you're going to see price run to fill that. So here's the high, and then there's the low of that volume imbalance. If we scroll to the left here, let me do it here. Okay, there it is right there. Look at this. Look at right around here. Look at right here. You're gonna see Friday, and then right there is Sunday. We jumped this space. That gap is the amount of price that we jumped to. And I expected or was waiting for that to be tagged. So when price starts running down and we tag it, okay, we're right here. Price has now tagged that new week opening gap, and now I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, we could see this as a manipulation leg where we go higher, but then we're gonna go lower. And that is mentally what I was expecting price to do. So when we saw price tag this, and then the bodies closed above this previous leg, I'm like, okay, there's a good chance we're actually going towards these highs. So my target was, this is for another trade. I'll take that off right now because I was watching price. My target was this fair value gap that was sitting right here. And as soon as it closed above it, I was looking for it to run this high right here, which it did. It ran that high. And the rule is, which I got my rules, I will be completely honest, I got them from Ryan, who is DD Dodgy I hope I said that right. I feel bad if I didn't. Where he talks about it on his YouTube channel and all over the place, where his rules are once we break that high, we will stay in the trade as long as price does not close below the high of this candle, which is what forms the low of this fair value gap. So if price was to wick down and close in this fair value gap, I would still be in the trade. Well, obviously it didn't. It didn't hardly retrace at all. It hit this high. When it hits this high, you would move your stop to break even and you would target higher prices. Well, I took 2 contracts off and I sold my third. Let me show my executions. You'll see them right here. So I entered right there and I sold one right at the high. And then I sold another one about another 10 handles higher. And the reason I did not hold is because I was waiting for my favorite type of setup, and that is the breaker model. You'll see this candle right here. Price comes down into the breaker. I'm going to do another video on that. I'll link it right here if you want to watch that video. But I did not hold for a larger move because I wanted to get out for another move. That's ultimately why I sold. You could have held through it and it would have tagged higher and ran higher. As you can see, price fills this 5-minute fair value gap and then runs into this 5-minute fair value gap, which is where ultimately price found some resistance, and that's what my target would have been. But I wanted to take the breaker model, so I got out there. So ultimately, that was the trade idea. That was the reasoning behind the trade. It's so important that you have a higher time frame bias on where you think price is going. Now, I may be wrong in that higher time frame bias. Price may not reach this daily fair value gap over here. It may not reach it. Yet that was my trade idea. So if that's my trade idea, I need to look for models that support that idea for price to move higher. And this was that. And everything showed that it was going to do that. We made a low, we filled in the new week opening gap, we made a lower low, we tagged another sell side liquidity here, and we had a strong candle going the opposite direction very quickly, which told me there was some momentum that we could see it hit this high, and ultimately we did and moved higher. Guys, if you like videos like this, consider liking and subscribing. Let me know your questions down in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.